Brian Heath is, in the mythic government, our ambassador to the court of St. James, and that's the official term that we use in the United States of America for the ambassador to the United Kingdom. Why? I don't know. Can you explain that, Brian? Why we call it to the court of St. James?
Well, the court of St. James, as far as I know, is actually part of London, and it's very, very close to the Houses of Parliament. So it's, I suppose it's
an actual building.
Where the embassy is. Yeah,
it's an actual building.
Oh,
I see.
Is in the court of St. James. Right?
Or is it a street?
No, I don't think it's a building.
And it's where other nations would send their emissaries to that building. It's sort of
former palace.
Sort of the nexus for the agents of other governments to connect into the British government.
Yeah, it's a meeting place.
A meeting place. It's an actual building.
Right.
Well, that makes sense. You know, I never knew that.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I asked you. Yeah. Now, Brian, while being a United States citizen currently, though he was not when he served in the United States Army in the Korean War. This is
Marine Corps.
Marine Corps! Oh my God, he's a Marine. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult you in any way. All right, so Brian served in the Marine Corps during the Korean War, and he doesn't look his age, does he? I was a little boy during the Korean War time.
So was I.
So was he. No, you were a young man. You were a young man. Brian was born in East London, which is not, that's why he doesn't speak Cockney, because Cockney is South London. And I was born in Hollywood, in another big city that starts with L-O. I like to fool people about this. You know, I was born in an English-speaking city that starts with L-O, and they say, okay, Brian is our ambassador in the mythic government to England and Scotland and Wales and Northern Ireland. All of those things. However, I am thinking of finding someone to be our mythic ambassador to Scotland independently of you. Would that make some sense?
It does. In contemporary terms, very much so. Scotland is devolving away from the UK, Great Britain. Used to be. You don't hear those terms so much anymore. Great Britain or the United Kingdom.
I know, but I'm trying to be official.
Right.
A little, sometimes.
Right.
We could call you England.
England. That'd be great.
All right, and then I'd have to find somebody for Wales too.
Yeah.
You know, one of my ideas about how to understand a United Nations, and we're playing all kinds of games here, right?
I could wear 3 hats though.
Absolutely.
It's up to you.
You already do.
Yeah.
I mean, in the sense that you've just explained, you do wear 3 hats.
That's right.
Until we find other people.
Right.
One of our mythic ambassadors, Jim Williams, who's my oldest friend in this county. We've known each other since '63, literally. We were undergraduates together at Berkeley. He holds 6 ambassadorships in the mythic government. Let's see if I can iterate them. Iceland was the first one that I said, at first he didn't want to participate at all. I saw his wife, Anne, 2 days ago at the Felton Farmers Market. I said, come on, Jim. He says, oh, okay. I said, what do you want? He says, Iceland. And I said, okay, Iceland, sure. So he's the ambassador to Iceland. Okay, then I asked him, I called him on the phone, I said, Jim, would you like to get together and talk about what we're going to do, the machinations of this politics or whatever we're going to do about this? He says, well, I'd like to, but I got to go to Nigeria. And I said, hey, why don't you be our ambassador to Nigeria too? And he says, okay. So that was 2. Well, to make a short story longer, over the few months since this started happening, and remember we've been in operation now 2 years, he has added 4 more, and now he is but you say if we find other people, we're going to replace him with everything. So he now does Iceland, Nigeria, Ethiopia, Egypt, Belize, and the Philippines. Okay, and that's because he's been to all of those places since. See, so it makes I'm trying to find people who actually have some real connection to this bailiwick.
Unlike our current government.
Exactly. Right. And people criticize. I've heard on radio talk shows. Why doesn't people have said this? Why doesn't Obama or somebody or Hillary Clinton or Obama during their own campaign for the Democratic nomination? Why don't they declare ahead of time who it is they are going to appoint to the cabinet positions? And we haven't stopped with cabinet positions. I have been asked, not appointed.
So you know what you're going to get, right?
Exactly. And this man will be, if we can do this, and we're going to play this game even if we don't get elected, because we're going to stand as a parallel force in the society, a referee corps, to actively criticize and critique whatever else is going on at the official echelon of government.
The only reason why we weren't really out there on those ballots is because of the system, right?
That's right. We are prevented from any actual purchase on the project because politics is sewed up by the politicians. If you understand the story of Cincinnatus, remember him? He was the farmer who came out from farming to take over Roman government. This is pre-Caesar, right? This is when it was the democracy still. And he was not a politician, but he saw that a crisis had ensued within Roman society. He said, somebody's got to take care of this. He said, I would rather be a farmer, but I've got to help. Cincinnatus was his name. He came out of the farming game and just for a little while took over the reins of government so that we could return to sense-making, to make it all cohere again. And that's what we propose. I call it a Peace Corps epenthesis, and this is a term from linguistics. It's a way, it's like decay in strength.
So it's also going back to the earth, right? In a way, going back to nature.
I hope so.
Right.
I came up with the phrase yesterday during my meditations, green freedom.
Right.
Green freedom. And you notice that they have R-E-E in common, and there's a way of writing a... Why don't I do that? Hey, let's show you this. This is really beautiful. I invented this yesterday. Yeah, that's why I brought this thing down. Watch this. This is what poets are for. And calligraphy. You notice the calligraphic stuff that Philip Whalen does. He studied with and so did Gary Snyder. If you notice Gary Snyder's calligraphy, they studied with the same guy at Reed. Oh, here, did I tell you I was at Reed College the day he died?
Yes, you just mentioned that.
Yeah, 6 years ago. Okay, so here we go. This is green freedom. Watch how this works. I've invented this new G. The G of the goddess, of Gaia, the earth goddess. Here's the earth, though. Watch, see, earth. Now,
beautiful.
That's a G, but watch. Here comes an F out of the G. F! Now watch. Here comes freedom, but green is also happening at the same time. Very good. Does that look like green?
Oh, that's great.
Wait a minute. Green. Got to make my N bigger. Does that look like an N?
That's nice.
I want it to be an N. So that's green. Oh, wait a minute. I went the wrong way. Green. Oh, no, I went the right way. Here comes freedom up here. They cross. I forgot about that. What kind of M? This kind of M. Green freedom. What is this? It's like a pod, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what it is, like a pod or something.
Yeah. That's beautiful. And that's what's so neat about what you're talking about. You're really integrating the arts.
Integrating the arts
into this whole political...
Exactly. Well, look, both Brian and I have been part of this movement one way or another. We have tried to engage with Rabbi Michael Lerner, who's over in Berkeley. I have met the man. I met him at the 40th anniversary of the Free Speech Movement. On October 10th, 2004, I met him at the final blowout reunion in the Strawberry Creek Recreation Center on the Berkeley campus.
I saw him when he came to Santa Cruz.
I met him that afternoon over wine, and we agreed in the moment that the Free Speech Movement people were a little bit too retrospective.
Right.
That they're just looking at scrapbooks. Right?
Yeah.
So Michael Lerner put together what he calls the network of spiritual progressives, and he likes to define what he thinks is spiritual. Well, he's omitting some things, like folk songs, for example. And, I mean, it's not all what happens in church. It's what happens when your spirit is raised, and all kinds of things can do that. You know, like walking through the woods is part of our native spirituality, for example. And this is where the Taoist romantic revolution comes in. Get out there and communicate. Commune with your banana slugs or wherever kind of creature you can find who likes to communicate. I was communicating before I left the house today with a wonderful blue jay. It was one of those stellar jays, I think. They have the black top knot, right?
Right up there.
Right now?
That's right up there, top there.
Yeah, can you get that, Jay? See, he's a different kind though. He doesn't have the black top knot. That's the one I had. Yeah, there he is. Those are trumpet flowers, I believe. Is that correct? Trumpet flowers. Yeah, this is the patio that another group of poets and I inhabit on the first Saturday of every month. In fact, in episode 3 on the Gary Snyder birthday episode there, that little old lady, she wouldn't like me to call her that, but that's okay. She is that.